Hi, this is Gunnut226 with a folding knife review. Today we're looking at the 5.11 Tactical series, the Tarani. First off, why did I buy this knife? I bought this knife as a tactical folder. I would probably use this as an EDC, but the blade length is a little bit too long for where I'm at, so it's not really legal to carry in my jurisdiction. If I travel outside where I'm at, I will probably carry this as an EDC roll. So okay, with that said, let's take a look at the blade steel. Here is, let's get the camera to focus. It is 154 cm steel. Haven't had much experience with this steel yet. It's the first knife that I own with the 154 cm, so I have to see how things go. I read a few things, and all indications are good that this will hold up really well. It's got good rust resistance. It'll hold an edge. So we'll see how things work out over time. The blade type here is a 3.5, almost 3.5 inches. It's 3.4 inches, and it's a spear point. Comes out to a little point there. It's got a nice downward sweep on the spine here. It's pretty nice. It's got semi-serrated edge, which is kind of nice. Which I kind of like the semi-serrations. These serrations are especially nice because they're pretty symmetrical and they're pretty even. They're not. They're very even across the blade. There's not small holes and then big holes. I kind of like this design a lot better. It's easier to sharpen for me, so hopefully that'll work out a lot better. As you saw before, this comes out pretty well. It's a little bit hard to do with gloves, but one criticism I do have is this hole here is not quite big enough for my thumb, even without gloves. You can see they did try to cut a little bit of a relief into the handle to help with deployment, but it helps a little bit, and your thumb just kind of does slide in there pretty decently, and you can flip it out rather quickly. So I would say this is a very fast opening knife. I didn't have to adjust it out of the box at all. Let's take a look here. Get the camera to focus. Add some additional light. You can see in there there's phosphor bronze bushings, which really helps with the speed of deployment. So it's not Teflon bushing, so this is a higher quality knife, certainly. The lockup on this guy is pretty sturdy. There's no issues with it at all. There's no wiggle up and down, no wiggle side to side. It's just absolutely rock solid stable. And even if there was, maybe you could adjust it with the Torx. You can basically take this whole knife apart with the Torx, with a Torx set. It's a nice, got a nice flow-through design. It's very nice. The handle material here, it's made out of a G10. It gives you a decent amount of traction, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's high traction. It's decent. Nothing wrong with it. The lock up in your hand, it feels pretty nice. It locks into your hand well. You get a thumb ramp, sort of, a little bit, and your fingers really lock in right here. You can see how it kind of molds in to your palm. It's got a little bit of a curvature, so it fits into your palm just slightly better. You can see here on the spine, It has some really nice jimping, actually. It's very functional. It digs, this part right here digs into your thumb very well on the frame. This stuff on the blade is a little bit less aggressive, but it still gives you some additional traction, which is really nice. So it does lock in well, has good traction. Here we want to take a look at the clip. Clip is very nice. It's not a super deep carry like I really prefer, like some of my other knives. Although when we're comparing this knife maybe to this knife here, my Jeep EDC knife, there's not really much of a comparison, but I do like this clip better. But this is a much lower cost, lower quality, a lower price point knife. However, the clip design is better. I like this clip design a lot better on the Jeep than the 5.11 here. So, with that said, it does go in the pocket, fits in the pocket well. One thing that I didn't like about this pocket clip, you can see here that there's a little bit of bend. This part's fine, but this right here, use this as a pointer. You can see right here that this is not the best design. It's here. This is the high point, and then it starts to go down. I would prefer that this would maybe lip up a little bit. Maybe I'll get some work on it with some pliers or vice grips or whatever, and try to bend this up, because this lip kind of prevents it from going in like a pair of jeans very well. It needs to be, you need to have more space between the handle and the clip. So that part's not really too impressive. But I do like the speed, the lockup, and of course it's a liner lock, which is really nice. Here's one of the, it's kind of a heavy knife, and we can see in here that there's no lightweighting of the inserts of the liner, which probably adds some of the weight. Okay, sorry about that. The battery died. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a heavy knife. Let's take a look at it on the scale. It's 4.54 ounces. So it's not extremely heavy, but it's not a lightweight either. Like I was saying, if you're going to carry this in EDC, it's a little bit maybe on the heavy side. It's comparable to a couple other EDC blades that I do have. So it's still not bad. I think this knife will be fairly durable over time. It's got the 154 cm steel and a G10 handle. G10 usually wears pretty well for me. And it's got the steel liner, so I expect it to be fairly durable under heavy use. I expect it to hold up. One complaint I do have is that pocket clip, like I said before. Value. This is retails for about $90, $89.99 I believe. But I got it on sale for $39.99. So I believe it's a much higher value at $39.99 than $89.99. However, for a 5.11 brand quality knife, it's not domestically produced, which for this price point of knife I would expect it to be produced in the US. Unfortunately, it's not. Overall though, it's a high quality knife. I can't really fault it for much, except maybe that pocket clip could be slightly improved. I'm not really impressed with that too much. It retains in the pocket very well. It's just getting it into your pocket can be troublesome. On your thinner pants, like cargo pants or something, it's a little bit easier. But like with a nice pair, like a your jeans. It's really hard to get in. It's a nice strong pocket clip, and it is positionable in all four corners. It's drilled and tapped for you, so it doesn't matter. You can tip up, tip down, left or right-handed, doesn't matter. Totally ambidextrous, which also the deployment hole is ambidextrous as well. You can see the relief cut here is on both sides of the knife, so that's it's really versatile in that role. Well, anyway, I think that's all I have for now. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.